Welcome everyone to the Watchlist, your virtual weekly TV guide right here in the Latin Nerds Network, where they go over all the shows, movies, documentaries released on streaming over the past week, give you your best recommendations or non-recommendations as the case may be, and of course at the end of the show, letting you know what's coming out next week, so you too can create your very own watch list. Joining us as always is Senor Jaime, aka Chewy, who is full on fantasy mode as we are all, as football is, well,
Hey
this is
man,
pro football
A
is
plus
1 week
rating,
away.
A plus rating. I'm just
One
saying.
week, 1 week away. College already started, unless you're from Texas.
Ah,
But that said, there's always stuff to watch in between. Now that your TV viewing we relegated to Tuesdays and Wednesdays, only 2 days that you don't have any football, college or pros, and pretty soon. So that said, if you're new to the channel, we're here every Sunday letting you know what's on to watch, because there's always something to watch. I don't care what anybody else says. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, of course. If you're joining us, as always, we appreciate it. Unfortunately, we got some bad news here. Starting
in
off the show,
memoriam.
in memoriam, another sad, tragic passing in the world of Hollywood, if you will. The Waterfront on Netflix has been given the axe. No longer with us, no longer with Netflix. Can't say it's a big shame. It was a cool, fine show. I enjoyed it, but
I liked it, man. I
what I
enjoyed it.
mean, but I mean, I'm not like, oh my god, that sucked. We didn't get another season kind of thing. It's fine. Apparently, listen, didn't get the viewership. You know how this goes, and nobody watches. It gets dropped, so no season two. So now Supergirl has to find new ways to eat. Poor thing. Hey, it is what it is, right? I get it. Well, let's focus on the shows that are currently on, or well, kind of anyway. And with that said, Upload is on deck here, who will no longer be on, as this was its final season, a very shortened 4 episodes
Yeah, very short.
release on Prime. Show we've enjoyed. It's show dealing with the afterlife, if you will, quote unquote, because afterlife, for those who have means, they can transfer their consciousness to the cloud or whatever, and stay in this kind of resort and kind of thing, and enjoy their life after life, if you will. Funny show, very satirical, and I enjoyed it. 4 episodes sounds like this thing may be rushed, and it is. I mean, what else could I say? I mean, I didn't hate it. Some parts of the end were good and heartfelt, particularly with the main characters. But yeah, man, you can tell Amazon Prime just like, let's just put it out there because we've already given 3 seasons. Let's just give people out the fans an ending,
Yeah,
and
give
let's move
everybody
on.
some kind of conclusion because it was yeah, it wasn't a full season by any stretch. It was just let's just wrap everything up, try to
Yeah.
put some neat bows on it, have it make sense. And hey, I appreciate at least they didn't say it's canceled. We get nothing, so at least they finished it.
No, that's fair. Like I said, I didn't hate it. It's underwhelming. They just abandoned so many cool storylines and all that. And
Oh,
just
for sure, man. I mean, it was
and it's
just like
like,
yeah.
yeah, I don't know. And it just wasn't as funny. It's definitely the weakest season. And like I said, when I heard it was 4 or 5, I'm like, it's very Game of Thrones-ish. You know what happens when you shorten those final seasons? They tend not to do well. So if you're fans of the show, like I said, not a terrible ending. Definitely just watch the last 4. But I don't know if this is one I say go invest your time in just to get to the ending at the end of the day. If you haven't even
Wow,
seen it,
man, it
I
won't
mean, I don't
hurt. I
know.
mean,
It
just
was a
watch it
fun. It
just
was
to
a fun
finish it.
ride. Like I said, it's just 25-minute episodes. It's short episodes, 4 seasons. But it just didn't end as well as we would like, for sure. Next, Prime. We'll stay with Prime. That's the Terminal List Dark Wolf. This is the prequel to, of course, the Terminal List with
I thought it was Lone
Chris
Wolf.
Pratt.
Is it Dark Wolf?
It's Dark Wolf. Dark Wolf.
Oh, okay.
With Chris Pratt, of course. Decent show. I enjoyed that one. Not a big fan of prequels, but this one, it has Chris Pratt, but does it really? I guess he's in there.
Hey,
It's
man,
really,
we've got a head's worth. Come on.
yeah, fair enough. And Taylor Kitsch, who's the main attraction here, I guess.
That's right. Yeah.
This one, of course, Taylor Kitsch is I think the SEAL members, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
This is a
yeah,
SEAL team, correct?
the SEAL team on a mission. Obviously, they're training those in Iran going against ISIS. Is that Iran? I think it's Iran. Going against the ISIS members at the time. This takes
No, it's
place in.
Iraq, wasn't
Oh,
it?
is that Iraq? One of the two.
Or
Somewhere in the Middle East.
Afghanistan? No, I think. Well, whatever. I mean, somewhere in the movie. Whether it's
Somewhere in the
Iran,
Middle
Iraq,
East. Yeah,
whichever. Yes.
exactly. So
I don't think I don't think it's Iran. I think
okay,
this
that's
is in
fair. It
Iraq.
could be Afghanistan, but either way,
Yeah.
so ISIS is around. This is mid 2015, 14, when this takes place. They go into the mission. Things kind of go awry. Taylor Kitsch kind of goes on his own, if you will, for justified reasons. And then the show becomes more like a spy thriller because now he is working for the CIA, Black Ops missions from that point on, dropping 3 episodes. Chewy, what you think about this one here?
I like it, man. I mean, I enjoyed. I never understood the controversy with with the original or the first iteration terminal list, where if I don't know, I don't know. This whole woke, anti woke. I mean, dude, it's an entertainment show, man. The guy's in the military. What do you want him to do, man? Be PC? It's a military. You kill people. What do you? I mean, I never got it. I'm not sure which side was pushing this anti woke or woke. What? Look, it was an entertaining show. I liked it. This kind of gives us a little more background. This Chris Pratt isn't. So they didn't completely bait and switch this,
No.
but he is not the focus, right? This is Taylor Kitsch's show,
Yeah.
right? And so it's good that he's eating again, right? Been a while. Yeah, a lot of action. Actually, also the guy from who was in the one of our favorite shows, the Umbrella Academy. I can't remember the actor's name. He was the leader. He was
Oh,
number one, I
yeah.
believe.
Yes, you're right. I forgot his name. Todd something. I forgot his Todd
Yes,
something.
yeah. He was also a little bit. He was also one of the replacements in Game of Thrones as well.
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
So, for a little bit before he decided to take the axe, but that's what happens when you don't bend the knee, man. You get gotten.
Yeah,
But
Tom Harper,
but
by the way.
yeah.
Tom Harper is his name.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you,
yeah.
thank you. I got Bill too, man. Damn.
Mm.
But like I said, very enjoyable. A lot of good action. I'm not sure, this is going to be completely spy thriller or it's just is one stepping stone to get back. Because he's trying to get back into his unit, right? Or he's trying to, because he was dismissed. I'm not sure if he's completed this or been discharged. Probably he would be at some point because of what happened. But I think this is a good watch, good fun watch.
Yeah, it's surprising. It was different than I thought it was going to be. Its first episode was more typical military kind of thriller
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
thing.
This
I'm
is
like,
the
okay,
typical military operation. You think
yeah,
this would not, and then it goes off the rails.
yeah. Then it's like also now it's a spy thriller, more like in the Jack Ryan vein than anything else.
Hmm. Yeah,
But
absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. Again, it doesn't bring anything new to the table, but it does what it does well, and it's entertaining. It's very fast paced, like where it's going so far, and I hope it sticks to this going this route with the spy thriller. I think it kind of works.
And I like that they what was the famous saying from Breaking Bad? No half
No
measures.
half measures.
No, they go
Yes,
full on, man.
that's true.
It's
Yes, that's true. That's a good
which
point.
which 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 I
It's a life lesson.
appreciate. Yes,
It's a
this isn't
life
GI
lesson.
Joe.
Yeah, no, exactly. No, but look, it's very cool. It goes from the military to James Bond, and so it's interesting that little turn it takes, and it works. We'll see if we keep seeing Chris Pratt or not. Who knows? Maybe a little bit here and there. But
Well,
yeah,
I mean, I'm
enjoyable watch.
surprised to
Yeah,
see
yeah,
Chris Hendrick. I'm like, oh, okay, wait, because
yeah.
he's gonna integrate into the show. I'm sorry, not Chris. Which is this
Uh,
one? It's
the,
his
the
the third. This
the
is like
young, I
the
think it's youngest
third.
brother. I don't
Uh,
know.
the opera singers. There's the
Yeah,
other guy.
Pavarotti and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
This is the other
Domingo and
Hemsworth.
the other guy. I think isn't the guy from coming in Witcher? I don't know. Either way,
Uh,
um,
the Witcher.
these two took over because the Hemsworth's taken over the Witcher role from
Yeah, yeah.
Henry Cavill.
Is it
There you
Liam
go.
Hemsworth? Yeah, the middle one. No, he's a young one. I'm
He's
sorry.
a young one, right?
Yes.
But I listen, good watch, entertaining for sure. If you enjoyed the first one, I think this one's this it's different in a better way, I think, than the original series for me. But let's see how it continues. Only three
Yeah, because the
episodes
first the
thus
first season
far.
is just a complete revenge story. That's all it is,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
At
Very
the end of the day,
simple.
right?
Exactly. It was good.
But this one
Again,
is
this
a lot more political intrigue, which
yeah, and I'm
well,
glad
not
that
political, but just more of an intrigue with spy ops, what's going on.
exactly. It's just pacing very well. It's a lot of good stuff, a lot of tense moments. Like I said, I think it's a different approach. If you do the prequel, do something completely different.
And,
So I can
and
appreciate that.
you notice who they kill in the second episode, third episode. I'm just saying, dude.
Dude,
Who's the guy always going down, dude?
that's just how it works, dude. I mean, I don't tell you, dude. It's once against this, dude. It ain't just ice
Black
cream.
and
It's just
brown is like, that's it. Go, get out.
that's
He's
it,
dead.
dude. Hollywood's been on ice for a long
Here,
time.
here
Nobody wants to
comes the
say
white savior, dude, to save
that.
us.
Here we go. Which is actually kind of interesting segue to the next show.
There you go.
Katrina, Come Hell or High Water is a documentary. Speaking of banning those of color. Yeah, the way so this one, of course, a three-part docu-series on Netflix, chronicling the events, of course, of the devastating effects of Katrina, the hurricane of what happened afterwards, and the lack of assistance, if you lack of a better word, and people there who were surviving moved on and all that. So a Chewy three-parter. What do you think about this one?
Um, so this is done by Spike Lee.
Yeah.
So I wasn't sure what to expect. Out of the three episodes, I think I found the one most interesting, the third episode, because so obviously, well, anyone who's still alive or remembers this is only 20 years ago. It seems like
Mhm.
forever, but
I
it's
know, right?
just been
Yeah.
20 years. And so the first episode is like the precursor. Here comes the storm. What's going to happen, right? The second one was on the devastation, which we all saw, right? Especially not so much a hurricane, but more of the levees breaking and the flooding.
Right. The flooding and all that. Yeah.
The a tremendous flooding. I mean, we're talking. I actually went there
It was
post
devastation.
Katrina, because there was a refinery, an old Exxon refinery in Chalmette, which is over in the Ninth Ward. And as I was driving in, devastation was ridiculous, but you could see like the water line. I mean, and like literally everywhere you looked, everything, the water line was like at the roof of every single house, and you're like, holy cow! It's like it kind of like it takes your breath away. It's one thing to see it on TV, it's one thing to actually be it and see how bad it really was. But then the worst part was obviously post what happened, right? Which the lack of response or the complete utter failure of all government, the federal, state, local, of trying to figure how to, what to do. How do we save these people? How, where do we put the resource? And then beyond that, the rebuilding, which was again a shit show. But it was interesting. The last episode was really the most interesting because it covered elements of Louisiana and the local politics and how New Orleans is treated. Even though New Orleans is a treasured city, from us from sitting afar, not being part of. We visited that community many times, been to a lot of Mardi Gras and other events there, Super Bowls, college football games, and whatnot. But then to have the local residents describe it as a stepchild, right? She's not really part of Louisiana. It's just some sort of Caribbean city, and where the vast majority of the population is of minority colors and whatnot, but they're treated as a second class. It's not part of Louisiana, but it has to be because it's
Mhm.
obviously attached, but it's not treated in that same vein. And the effects of that, but people still persevere, right? They still try to find a way, even though most people would, like a lot of people, that they just got up and left because there was, why come back? After all that, why, if you're gonna why put up with that when you know what to
Of
expect, and
course.
why
Yeah.
just go somewhere else where at least you can establish a home or something in the life and move forward from there. But like I said, that third episode was the one that was the best for me out of those three.
Yeah, I agree. It's good overall. But you're right. The third one really got into the nitty gritty of it.
Hmm.
I mean, we lived through. We were around. Not lived through it, obviously, but we were around. We were alive. Well, knew all the stuff behind it and the approaching the damage and all that. We knew all that. So it's kind of a recap. Nothing new. But the
Hmm.
third episode is more interesting because you're right. It dove into those things that no one really talked about after the fact.
Yeah.
We all focus on the big picture and how it got to that point. Not everyone knows about. So in that sense, it was interesting. I enjoyed it. Definitely recommend, particularly if you're not familiar, if you're young age. Yeah, this is an interesting watch for sure.
Yeah, and it's good to learn
Oh,
the history as far as how, because they talk about why those neighborhoods grew up there
mhm.
at that time, and I think Wendell Pierce, good actor, we've seen him from The Wire and so many different
Yeah,
things. Jack Ryan, as a matter of fact, we just kind of tied it all together. But he got to give us a history lesson on that was the only land he could get, and they built a community. But then when things go bad, that's who is forgotten about, right? It's like, oh, it's over there, right? It's not over here, type of situation.
yeah. It's very fascinating. And then come with Spike Lee, it doesn't surprise me.
Mhm.
And he's not afraid to dive into these kind of topics. So good for him on that.
No, I mean, no, this is as this. I mean, he is. I mean, we his first. What was his first movie? At least what I remember, Do the Right Thing. I mean,
One of his first, yeah,
that
yeah,
was in your face,
yeah.
really. And this is set in New York, but that was in your face, kind of putting a mirror to saying this is how it is, right? This is not
Right.
sugarcoating. And all his movies have had some type of theme or motif that goes along with him kind of telling it through his lens, but exposing a little bit of truth in how he tells his stories.
For sure, yeah. So it's kind of interesting to see him do a documentary, I
I mean,
guess.
like
So
the
yeah.
basketball one with Denzel Washington and Ray Allen.
Oh, that's right. He got game.
Yeah, he got game. That
Yeah,
was. I mean, that was that. That was. I mean, I like that movie a lot. That was one of his.
yeah.
When I,
Jungle Fever was an interesting one because with
yes.
the interracial relationship.
Yeah, it's inter.
Yeah,
Yes, that's right.
interracial. Yeah. But
Interracial
yeah, so he's
relationship.
an interesting filmmaker for sure. I know he's done a whole lot lately, but this is actually a good one. Next up, we'll stay with Netflix here. Actually, we'll stay with Netflix for the remainder of the two shows we're talking about. Was one actually a film, and that's the Thursday Murder Club. This one here, starring Pierce Brosnan, Helen Mirren, who we've just seen and who were great in Mobland on Paramount. Love that show. This one here, also Ben Kingsley is along for the ride. They are three in a retirement community in London, and they're obviously at that age, bored, looking for something to do, and the owners of the club where they try to solve cold cases from years back. And then they're confronted with an actual murder related to, I guess, the property that they live in from one of the gentlemen who owns it, and then leads to another murder, and they jump right into that investigation, all that. So this one here was okay. I didn't hate it. If it was going for comedy, it failed, but the mystery itself I thought was interesting, and some definitely good swerves and things you didn't expect. And I like that part of it. Right, and I love Helen Mirren was great in this one. Pierce Brosnan, James Bond, come on, bro. Thought he was really good, solid. But it's a solid watch. It's not a great film, but a solid, interesting movie. Netflix, you don't get a lot of those. Let's be honest. So this is definitely one I say, you know what? It's a good murder mystery. So I kind of enjoy this one. So it's a good recommend for me, Chewy.
I think I have a little higher rating than you. I felt the
Okay.
comedy did hit.
Okay.
I was laughing. Like I said, I love the mystery, the murder mystery part about it. Right, these guys are
That's the part
retired, trying
that's
to
the
fill
part that
their
sold the
time with
movie.
something. Right,
Yeah.
they had an old cold case which they solved, which was good. But then a current
Oh,
case
yeah.
that was more related to what they're doing. So that was good to see. I mean, this is loaded. When you talk about Ben Kingsley and Helen
Well,
Mirren, but this is loaded
yeah.
with David Tennant.
Yeah, that's
Was
right.
in there. One of the guys we just saw in Mobland, one of the mobsters was in.
The
I don't know his name.
lobsters,
Yeah.
correct. Yeah.
There's this famous actor who played Loki. He
Uh,
won the Loki. I mean, I
Lucifer,
don't know his name, but I've seen him in so many different
Lucifer.
things.
He was
Yeah,
in Lucifer. Yeah,
yeah, that's right.
the
Yeah,
main
that's right. I was
character.
like, so
Yeah,
this is a lot
yeah,
of people. I was like, oh wow,
yeah,
they didn't shy away from forking
yeah.
out some money for some A talent, not the B
Yeah,
player.
no, for sure. Tom Ellis, his name, for
Yes,
Lucifer.
yes,
So he's eating again. No, I guess it's a great cast and it's well
yeah.
done for sure. I
And
mean,
I
yeah.
really, we saw it with my we really enjoyed it. That was funny, and so like I said, I don't know what I was expecting some good things because I'd seen the trailer and like, oh, this looks
Mhm.
interesting, right? This is kind of had a little murders in the building type
Yes, I was gonna say that. Yeah,
of aroma about it, right? Old retired people, but and then obviously that one is obviously young, they're bringing young and old, but here it's just the retired folks trying to figure out, to keep themselves busy, essentially, right? It's pretty funny, actually.
yeah. There's a
Pierce
couple scenes
Brosnan
I
doing
laugh,
pool
but I mean,
calisthenics that was a
okay,
right.
that was funny. Those are moments in it, but for me, it was the mystery that worked really well.
Yeah.
I was like,
The
and that was
mystery
like, yeah,
worked. The
it worked.
mysteries, because
Yeah,
it's both.
yeah, and like, they tied both their cases together. Like I thought that was really well done and
Yeah.
stuff, and it made sense. And I was like, oh, okay, I did not see that coming. So that's good. So definitely keeps you on your toes.
Hmm.
The last one, I stick with Netflix. Show a three-part. You don't see that very often. A three-part series, a limited series, Two Graves, Spanish show.
Hmm.
Got a grandmother who lost her granddaughter. Went missing, presumed dead. Her friend was found dead, body recovered, and now she's on a mission to exact justice in her own way and continue
Oh,
investigation, which
dude,
is
this
which
is
is getting cold.
exact justice is one way to put it. God
I mean, it's one way to
damn.
put it. I mean, not only her, but someone, the father of the other girl who passed away, who happens to
Yes,
be
yes.
not a
Unsavory
question,
character.
unsavory character. Definitely
I mean,
unsavory
for
nature.
anyone who've seen this, he was the professor in La Casa
The
de
professor,
Papel,
yes, right,
and
yeah.
so
First Money
this is
Heist,
definitely
yeah,
a much different role for him, for sure.
yeah, absolutely, yeah, for sure, for sure. Three episodes, and this one, I gotta say, I was not looking forward to this that much. This one surprised me. I really did. I actually really enjoyed this one more than I thought I was going to. This three episode is great. Straight to normally these shows are like six episodes and it tends to drag on,
Well,
right?
and this, I mean, we should say this is really from Spain. So, I mean, you recognize all
It's
the
a
actors.
Spanish
So,
show. Yeah, correct. Pure
so
Spanish show.
most of their shows, limited series, are in a 6 episode range. When I saw 3 episodes, I was like, oh wait, why so short? I kind of wish it was a little bit longer. To be honest with you, I
Really?
think.
Oh, I thought it was just
Well, I
because
mean, the first 2 episodes are great. I mean,
yeah.
they're very surprising, very dark turn. I'm like,
Oh yeah, there's
oh,
surprises here. Like, oh, I didn't see
yeah,
that coming. Oh, okay, and it really
grandma,
changed the show. Yeah, by the
yeah,
end of the second episode, when you find out what's really going on, it really changed the show. I was like,
yo,
oh damn!
yes,
After all,
yes,
so I like that. It's surprising, and it almost felt like a almost felt like a movie, right? If you time wise,
Probably a
it's
longer
about
word, yeah, because
two
we've
and a
seen
half
a lot of these
hours. Yeah.
shows where they drag. Even 6 episodes feels like it drags.
That's what I'm saying,
But
right?
but I
I'd
mean, I
rather in
thought
that
this
drag
one
to
could
get to
have
that
given
point.
us maybe one more just to expect because they
Sure.
really glossed over. You know, this is my personal opinion. They really glossed
Hmm.
over a lot of the character development and the storytelling. Where you know we get a flashback. You know, after the first scene, then we flash back, right? And then it catches us up. And the second episode, it really takes a really dark turn. And so like I said, I haven't seen I haven't finished the third one, so I'm gonna see
Oh,
where it
okay,
goes.
okay, okay.
Maybe if I see it, maybe I might change my mind. But I feel like I'm getting a bit shortchanged. I mean, I'm liking it a lot, but you know,
I don't think he gets shortchanged in the episode. To be honest with you,
okay,
I finished. There's only 3 episodes, so obviously I finished it. It just came out on Thursday. Um,
yeah,
but I think could have used another episode maybe, but I think I'd rather it go too short than too long, right?
probably
Ultimately,
because we've seen the
right?
one that we don't like because it just they lose my attention, and this one kept my
Exactly.
attention and
Yeah,
then
it keeps
some.
your attention and a lot of it's very graphics at times, and that's in a good way. Um, they're not messing around. Particularly the father, even the grandmother, I guess to a certain degree, is forced to do things that most grandmothers aren't doing. Let's put it that way.
I mean, the first episode, I don't think she mentioned she was angry. But the father definitely he did mean to do what
Of
he did.
course.
There's no doubt
Oh,
about it. And
we know. Yeah,
that
we knew
was
what he was gonna do.
gruesome. That was gruesome. If you've
Yeah,
seen it, you
yeah.
know what we're talking about. Like,
Yeah,
damn.
it's pretty like wow, it's there. So it's definitely again, but and big surprise. Except by the end of the second episode, the whole show changes. I thought it wrapped up fairly well. It could. I agree. There may be an episode, but ultimately, I'd rather have if it's -1 or three too many. I'll take the -1 in terms of the number of
Okay.
episodes.
Yeah.
Because yeah, this kind of show would have just dragged it. Oh, okay, can we get to the point? And it didn't allow that to happen. Just wrapped it up. I liked the way it ended. It made sense. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Surprise, man. It was the biggest surprise of the week, to be honest with you. And 3 episodes. This is a high recommend, man. This is an easy watch. It's like watching a
Yeah.
movie. I think total time maybe 220. I think if you add all the times up, maybe around there,
Probably. Yeah. Yeah.
more or less about 45-minute episodes. I don't know, whatever you want to say. So that's like well done. Yeah, I enjoyed it. So I'm kind of surprised about it. So there's another high recommend from both of us apparently. So yeah. So listen, a lot of good stuff this week. Before football starts, you can jump on these when football starts. Well, it's gonna be interesting because there's a lot of shows coming out in the next couple of weeks, and let's run through those. On the first, starting actually on Labor Day, right? The Runarounds is a show about a group of graduates who decide to form a band and go through the challenges of said formation. Not too much. It seems like a little too YA, but we'll see. I'll give it a shot.
Maybe.
Um,
It remembers another band show on
the,
Prime. I can't remember the name of it that I enjoyed.
the one with like the
That
'70s
the
vibe. That
fictional,
had
yeah. I'm not
yeah,
sure if it was fictional, but there were some elements that were based on the actual band. I think.
yeah, very
Um,
Fleetwood Mac esque kind of
yes,
thing.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
But that
Yeah.
was a good
So
show. I think I forgot the name of
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Joey,
That was a good one, right? Because
Joey
it's all done
something.
through the
Yeah.
perspective of the daughter interviewing the bandmates and what happened, right? And you
Yes.
get the story
Yes.
through their retelling of how they rose and how ultimately this came crashing after one show. But so I get that kind of feel maybe a little bit, right?
I
I'm
hope
coming
so.
in with giving it a shot and see if it's worth it.
No, exactly, for sure. No expectations, right? On the third, on Wednesday, of course, appropriately Wednesday, the second part of the second season.
Wednesday.
I enjoyed, but the first 5 episodes. I think this is going to be 5 as well. I don't know, 4 or 5.
I thought there was 4 episodes.
Is it 4? Oh, it's 4. I'm
Yeah,
sorry, you're right.
yeah.
4, and we're gonna get
4 and
4 here.
4.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna get 4 and 4. I enjoyed it. It's a fun show for sure. So I'm looking forward to how this one
Mhm.
ends. On Paramount, we got an NCIS spinoff. Tony and Ziva, is that her name?
Zyva, Zia, yeah.
Ziva, I don't know. Police procedural. I'm not a big
I
NCIS
haven't seen
fan,
any of the
so
NCIS, but
yeah. So
this
I,
is a Paramount Plus
uh,
exclusive. So, like I said, we liked her. Like I said, I
I
don't care. I
do.
haven't seen any of the other ones. I'm giving it it's
Well,
clean
I've seen
slate.
I've seen some NCIS, and I was not a fan, so I don't think I'll be watching it. But I don't know. I may
It's no
not.
Law and Order. I'm just saying, dude.
What is on the fourth we got a documentary. Blood and Myth is an interesting one about I guess some murders investigations in Alaska. It took place in Alaska.
I think this
um
is a movie. I'm pretty sure it's a movie.
oh, it's a movie. I thought it was a documentary or a docu-film.
Well, it's a docu movie.
Docu-movie. Okay, I
Yeah,
got you.
docu movie.
Okay,
Yes.
gotcha. Okay, this kind of reminded me of the last True Detective season in a way.
Yes, a little bit.
Yeah.
Yes.
This seems very dark, so very interesting. So looking forward to that.
But actually real, not fiction.
Well, obviously, exactly. And then we got on Peacock on the fourth as well.
Cock.
The Paper. This is an office people who made The
I don't know
Office.
if it's an Office spinoff. They say it's an Office spinoff is not accurate.
That's what they're saying. Well, Oscar from the accountant, of course, from The
Well,
Office,
okay, so
is
there's
in
one
this one.
guy who works at a paper
I know,
newspaper company,
no,
whatever.
I get it, but I mean, it's the same character, so you kind of have to call it a spin-off as a result. So
I
whatever,
guess you would say
whatever.
spinoff. The focus is on that main character doing something else,
I
right?
get you. I
Not
got
not a character who just happens to work in here who's not. I mean, this is he's not. I mean, as well, at least from the trailers. I mean, he's just there. He's not the main. He's not
you. Oh no,
the
no, 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 of
focus.
course not. No, he's not.
The
He's not
focus is
focused.
the newspaper and the guy who we've seen from Harry Potter, who we've seen from
Yeah,
the second Star Wars trilogy,
yeah,
right? He was Admiral Hux or whatever, and now he's running the show. And so let's see.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. You attach yourself to The Office is very high expectations, and it's not going to meet those. We just know that, but maybe it's still funny. We'll give it a shot, of course. Um, and then we got the. I'm still supposed to be Apple Plus. I put Netflix, my mistake. On Apple Plus, on the fourth is Highest to Lowest, the newest Denzel
Movie,
Washington movie. Of course, I think he's like a
Spike
music.
Lee, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, he's a music mogul. He's being extorted for ransom. He takes matter into his own hands or something along those lines. So I heard good things about this one. Looking forward to that. On the 5th, on Prime, is Dish It Out. This one, I guess, features Ramsey's, Chef Ramsey's daughter,
Hmm.
giving ingredients and she's cooking them. I don't know. Like,
Look,
if it ain't
we love food
I
show. We
love
love
good
food.
cooking. I just if it ain't the real Ramsey, I don't know if I'm really down to saying any fake Ramsey.
Look, it's not
Say Hell's Kitchen,
whatever it shows. Hell's Kitchen. There's no
Hell's
scallops.
Kitchen. You know,
There's no beef Wellington. So okay, let's put that
then
aside. All
what's
right.
the point? Is what I'm
No,
saying.
it's so.
Um, the week after on the 7th, competing against football. Come on, guys, you gotta do better on that. Is Task, Mark Ruffalo's new show. He's an FBI agent investigating. I forgot what it was. To be honest with you, I forget. It takes place in the bayou, I think. I don't know. But yeah, I heard good things about this one too. It's a new series coming out, so okay, why not? On Hulu, the return of Only Murders in the Building, one of our favorite shows on Hulu, of course.
Oh
Starring
hell
Martin,
yeah!
Martin
And this one
Short, Selena
looks
Gomez. Yeah,
hilarious, dude. The
and
cast is like they've
again,
gone like
another great
they've gone.
cast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean they brought everybody and the second cousin back to this. I
Yeah,
mean that's
it's amazing how
great.
people just everyone's like jumping on. They want to be part of the show, and it's such a fun show. I love this show. I can't wait to see this one again on
I
Hulu.
still don't see Sting, which is sad because he was the greatest cameo ever in the first season.
That was a great cameo. Maybe whenever the final season is, they should bring it back. It'll be kind of
Yeah,
appropriate.
they have
On
to.
on Prime, we got on the 10th is The Girlfriend. This in here starring Jenny from Forrest Gump. We got the queen, one of
And
the
I thought
queens
you
in,
meant
in
talk about
House
the
of
other
Dragon.
girl from Game of Thrones. Yeah, Game
Oh,
of
she's
Thrones
Game of
did.
Thrones. Right, well, there's two of them.
And
Star
Ready
Wars.
Player One as well. That was a good movie.
Oh, Ready for the One. It's true. This one here, of course, a young man who's very close to his mother is seeing somebody, and the mother is suspicious of her, and for good reason. This actually looks pretty good, to be honest with you. On the 10th on Netflix, we got Las Muertas. This is a show
It's a
about, I guess,
Mexican show.
Mexican show, true life, based on true events. Two women who
Yes.
ran a brothel and then became very murderous for whatever reason. So this looks kind of
Shenanigans.
interesting. A lot of shenanigans. And then the 10th, on Netflix, we got AKA Charlie Sheen, of course, a
Docu movie.
docu-movie, sorry, about him and I guess
His
giving
life. Holy
his
cow.
side, focusing on his side of the story from things that went down with him. We
I
all
mean, he
know.
has had
Interesting ride.
an interesting ride is putting it mildly.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy was. I mean, I remember. I think I first saw him in Platoon, and that was like his
Oh, that's right.
launching
Yeah.
pad,
Right.
which had Johnny Depp. It had Forrest Whitaker. It had. I mean, William
William
Dafoe.
Dafoe.
I mean, that when you go back and look at that movie, you're like, God,
Stacked.
see,
Yeah.
even the guy who just got a Hollywood star, the voice actor. I can't remember his name. He done so many voice. He's been in so many. He's a president on Game of Thrones on Rick and Morty. That guy.
Oh, I know you're talking about. Oh, yeah. I know he's exactly talking about. Keith David?
Yeah, okay, so you know what I'm talking about.
I think it's
So
Keith David. I don't know. Either way. But
yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Even the Doctor for
Yeah.
Scrubs. I mean, that movie was stacked
It was
with
stacked. Oliver
talent.
Stone.
But
Yeah.
we saw it, and that kind of like made him the next it thing, and then his life just went. I mean, up and Sideways, and because obviously with the that sitcom he did forever.
Two and a Half Men,
Yeah,
which kind of brought him
and
back, and then that just ended. That crashed and burned.
yeah, big
And
time.
he
But I mean,
crashed and burned.
interesting character to say the least, man.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of his towards that things that he was doing at the time,
Well,
but
I mean, it was ridiculous debauchery, man.
it really was. I mean,
Drugs
and I'll may give it a pass because of that, and then a pass. I mean, I go that far, but fine, a reason for it or whatever, fair enough. But
look, if
you
anything,
know,
it's good TV because
no,
you mean
no, no doubt, he's a polarizing figure. Has a lot of people from people he performed with, including Two and a Half Men, the other actor, Ducky
mhm,
from The Pretty in Pink.
mhm.
They're all in there, so they're talking about it. So this could be interesting watch. It could be a train wreck as well.
I
So
hope it's a
yeah.
true introspective. I don't want to gloss over the highs and gloss
Right.
over the
Yeah.
lows that happen. I
Yeah.
mean, not because I mean, it kind of a little bit, it probably highlight a little bit similar to what Robert Downey kind of went through, right?
Kind of. Yeah.
Sort of,
Yeah.
but he's had his redemption, right, and has
Oh,
stayed
obviously. Yeah.
on the right track. Charlie Sheen, it's just I just don't know,
I
dude.
think he's really right. I don't think anyone's touching him at this point.
Well, no, but I mean, he's got
Yeah.
enough money; he doesn't really
I
need
know,
to. I mean,
obviously, he's eating just fine, and
yeah,
no one should
I
even
mean,
cheer for
I'd
him.
be interested to hear more, but because obviously his dad, famous dad, famous brother, Emilio Estevez. I mean, I'm just curious for what that relationship is like now, more than anything else. I mean, they're family, right? But
If they talk about that, I'm kind of curious.
well, I hope they do. I mean, I hope they
Yeah,
don't skip over because
that's
he
what I'm saying. I'm
obviously,
kind of yeah. This documentary would depend on how deep this goes.
yeah.
We know about the surface stuff, we know all that stuff, and
Mhm.
how deep he reflects on it and what he actually shares. I'm kind of curious about.
Mhm.
But I'll definitely be watching. So, listen, it is polarizing, and why not? So that said, a lot of things over the next couple of weeks, along with the glorious football and
Dude,
fantasy and
Wild
all that
Thing,
good
dude.
stuff.
Come on, man.
That sure is the wild thing, that's true. I just saw the movie recently for my wife for the first time. She hadn't seen it.
Oh, she never saw Major League. Oh,
Uh, she,
Serrano.
she really liked it. She enjoyed it, so that's good. Um, Watching a lot of old comedies now 'cause she hasn't seen a lot of the old comedies.
Well,
She's
yeah,
seen them. I
obviously.
show her the airplanes and she did see Naked. She hadn't seen
Does
Naked
she like
Gun.
the airplane? I mean, I'm not sure the humor holds up. Maybe it does. I don't know.
She does. She likes some stupid humor. She
Okay.
like we saw Naked Gun. She had seen it before, but she forgot about it. But she liked that, laughed
You know,
at it.
it's funny you mentioned. I showed my son because after we went to Comic Con and my kids, we sat through. I think a lot of the panel with Kevin Smith, which is
Mhm.
basically him talking and taking questions. Right, there wasn't anything prepared, and he thought it was hilarious. Right, and so I said, okay, let me show you a couple of Kevin Smith movies and see what you think. Right, so I started with Clerks. Because for me, I mean that was the first. Right, I loved
Okay.
it, but for them, and maybe because they're a different generation, they just didn't get the humor because obviously it's not
It's different.
it's a lot of dialogue and it's like
Yeah.
listening to what you're saying, how they're saying it, and understanding, life experiences. And they saw it like they're like, which is my daughter like, nah. My son sat through it, but he was like, nah, whatever. So okay, let me give him what's really funny. So I showed him Dogma, right? He's like, I'll sit through another one. I gave him Dogma, and he really liked Dogma a lot, right? Because
Okay.
that is more humor and not so
Yes.
much on the dialogue and the character interaction to generate that, oh, that's funny in my mind, it's not funny haha out loud type of thing.
Right. Right.
So whatever, there's a kind of
No,
throwing
but
that out
that
there.
happens. The older comedies are definitely different. But we saw Back to School. She really liked that one too.
Oh my
Uh,
gosh.
it's probably Dangerfield's hilarious, man.
He's danger. Speaking of which, Robert Downey.
It's no Robert, the true Robert Downey Jr. That's right. He gets no
Full
respect, so
circle,
that's
dude.
actually funny. But we watching both. Oh, we did see Major League, and she wants to see. We're seeing Hot Shots coming up next,
Oh no, dude, that's
and
just
Hot Shots Part Deux. Come on,
oh
it's
Jesus
classic,
Christ, with
classic.
Charlie Sheen.
That's what I'm saying. We all tied in together in the show, folks. This is how we do it. This is how we segue to things. God damn it. But that said, we'll see you guys next Sunday. We'll probably be doing a show, me and Chewy live in the same place next week before football starts. That's a lot going on. So again, subscribe, hit the notification bell. We see you guys every Sunday. Let you know what's going on. Have a good one.
Peace.